Horror and heartbreak as the world watches the war between Russia and Ukraine unfold. A Golden Valley relief organization is trying to help those caught in the middle of the conflict. Reporter Sonia Goen shows us what the group is doing to help young refugees cope with trauma.
It's very horrifying, it's very horrendous, and we as a non-profit here in Golden Valley, we condemn any form of violence.
Headwaters Relief Organization is working with other nonprofits in Europe to help ease the pain of war.
This is a biggest refugee crisis in Europe after World War II.
Rashawn Khatri is the executive director of Headwaters. He says most of the displaced Ukrainian population is women and children.
Nobody was prepared for this kind of huge scale of mass movement.
Last Thursday, the group made 300 therapeutic activity kits to support young evacuees staying in refugee centers.
Those activities were designed to boost the morale for the children. So like, for example, we were making dream catchers out of paper plates.
The relief group is also helping other nonprofits who are seeing and dealing with the trauma firsthand.
The people who are in the field are hearing stories that they have never heard before. The nonprofit, the volunteers who are hearing are seeing traumas that they have never seen before.
Khatri says the group plans to hold a virtual training session with relief workers soon.
The tips range from, like meditation techniques to the tips how they can deal and process and compartmentalize their feelings and emotions when they are talking to the people.
The Golden Valley Group is also planning a trip this year to Poland to assist with relief efforts.
We're trying to select the team of our most experienced volunteers who have years of experience of working in the field.
In Golden Valley, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The Headwaters Relief Organization is holding an event April 21st to create children's activities, which will be sent to refugee shelters across Europe. We have more information about it on our website. A Brooklyn Park man has died from injuries sustained in a shooting in South Minneapolis. 27-year-old Daryl Sims died Sunday from a gunshot wound to the chest. The shooting happened Saturday night in Minneapolis's Phillips neighborhood. It was the 18th homicide case in Minneapolis so far this year. The violent crime rate that's already high and expected to surge as the weather gets warmer is heavy on the minds of people working in law enforcement. We spoke with Hennepin County Commissioner Jeff Lundy, who chairs the Public Safety Committee, about trying to stop the cycle of violence.
Let's say my brother got shot. I know who did it. No one's arresting that person. I'm very likely to go find a gun and go settle that score. And that's what happens a lot, is people don't have confidence as a youth in the system because they don't know the system. And so that trauma gets passed on. Someone else acts upon it.
Lundy says this year the county is investing money in crime prevention and victim services earlier than it did last year. Lundy is part of the Criminal Justice Coordinating Committee that is trying to be proactive about changes in the system, like using embedded social workers.
We're very focused. I think the system is working this. I talk to the chiefs all the time. This is not a finger pointing exercise. It's about what can we do to make people feel safe, not by putting lipstick on a pig, but actually proving that things are getting different.
Lundy says he's specifically working on the pretrial process for violent crimes. That's examining what happens to suspects after they've been charged and whether they are released from jail. A Maple Grove lawmaker is proposing legislation to help get tougher on organized retail theft. Senator Warren Limmer is the author of a bill that now has bipartisan support. Organized retail crime became a big concern last holiday season when thieves swiped thousands of dollars of merchandise at stores across the Twin Cities. Police traced the thefts to an elaborate crime ring. Limmer's bill would increase penalties for those who resell and profit off of stolen goods. He proposes up to 15 years in prison, depending on the value of the goods stolen and the suspect's criminal past. Compassion and Concern in Plymouth is giving a bald eagle a chance to recover at the University of Minnesota's Raptor Center. Struck by multiple cars, residents and a Plymouth community service officer helped come to the rescue. And as photojournalist Dustin Scholl shows us, that response improved this eagle's chances of soaring again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go up slowly and grab them.
So a few weeks ago, we got a call about an eagle that had been hit by multiple cars that needed our help here at the Raptor Center. So in this case, it sounds like the public and law enforcement did a phenomenal job of securing the bird so it couldn't get hurt more, and then also making sure to get it in a container so it could come to us.
Hi, sweetheart.
I've always known they're ginormous, and when I pulled up, I could see how big she was, and I was like, all right, this is going to be interesting. And thankfully, as I got closer, she didn't flinch or anything, and she didn't want to fly away. So that's when I really knew she needed our help.
Great. Easy peasy.
The experience was just amazing.
The Raptor Center is here to help ill and injured raptors. So owls, hawks, eagles, falcons, vultures. Members of the community find that they're in trouble, they get them to us, and we do everything we can to give them a second chance at getting back to the wild. So in our hospital, we want our patients to be wild. We like it when they don't want to be with us because these birds are ultimately going to go back out into the wild and be wild birds. This patient is the epitome of a big, bold, wild female eagle. We know there had been trauma on this bird, so it gets blood work, it got x-rays, it got fluids, pain medication support immediately. She fortunately didn't have any broken bones, but she had a lot of internal trauma to her body, which we've been treating with rest and pain control and things like that. But everything's going in the right direction, and we're very thrilled with how she's doing. This is one tough bald eagle, and we're so excited with how she's doing, and we're going to be very excited to watch her fly away from us back to the wild.
The Raptor Center must do a test flight with the eagle before it can be released back to the wild. It is possible the bird could be back out in nature in 1 to 2 weeks.